guys, I'm Diane and this is Narrow Dreams. And when we first started looking at narrowboats about 2 years ago, we knew absolutely nothing about them, and we knew nothing about sort of life on the canals. And one thing that came as quite a surprise was I think it was in May 2017. We'd seen advertised on Facebook a floating market, so we thought, go on then, we'll go and have a look. We'll see what this is all about. And you know, if nothing else, it's a chance to look at narrowboats, because we used to take every opportunity to go anywhere we could where there was any boats. So we went along to Burton-on-Trent, and there was a floating market at Shobnall Fields, I think. I want to call it that, but it was a field anyway. There's a leisure centre there, and there was a floating market by the canal. And I was just absolutely blown away. I actually did a video back in 2017 about floating markets. I'll leave the link to that in the description below, so that you can have a look. But this was just a complete revelation to us that people could sell things from their canal boats. And we thought at the time, well, you know, maybe in retirement that might be something that we could look at, because we've both always been very arty and crafty. Neil doesn't do as much because obviously he's still working full time. And at that time, so was I. So as I say, it was a plan way down the line for in retirement that perhaps we could do something like that. So we went to a few. We went to one. There was one at Etruria. We went to one there, and I can't remember where else. And we'd seen traders at Skipton, just sort of at the side of the towpath, selling things. So it sort of awakened an idea, if you like. So earlier, well, it was late last year I started looking at it, and earlier this year I actually registered with the CRT and changed our licence to a trader's licence. Now, in reality, the opportunity for us to do floating markets and even to do just towpath trading will not be great this year, because with Neil still working full time and our son still living with us, so because he's working we can't just go off for any length of time. But what I can do, and what I am doing, is selling online from the boat, and I will continue to do that, but looking at going to do the floating markets in the future, because I've also become a member of the Registered Canal Traders Association, so they sort of tell you where all the floating markets are and that sort of thing that are organised by them. I'm also in a couple of weeks doing my first ever craft fair, so that's going to be a little bit scary. Hopefully I'll not do too badly, but really the reason for doing this vlog, it's only going to be a short vlog, but I know there are an awful lot of canal traders out there. I mean, I've been to the floating markets and seen a lot of you, and you do some amazing stuff, and really just if you've got any advice either on, you know, increasing online sales, or for when we start doing towpath trading, where might be any good spots sort of in the north. We're currently on the Stainforth and Kidby Canal, but when we first start sort of making longer forays out, they're probably going to be up north, sort of up the Leeds, Liverpool, and that way on. So maybe, you know, up the Shroppie, up to the Lancaster Canal. So if there's sort of any particularly good places that you know of, if you could leave a comment in the bottom, that'd be great. And as I say, just any advice really on a brand new trader, because it's just all playing it by ear and learning as I go, because I really haven't got a clue about any of this. As I say, until 2 years ago, I didn't even know such a thing existed. So, you know, any advice at all would be fabulous. Not just on spots, but just anything at all. And even things like, I mean, any of you that have been to floating markets, if you're not traders, obviously, they have some amazing frames and things on the side of the boats to display their goods. So, you know, any advice on anything like that, or on canopies to cover it when the weather's not so good. I'm really just an absolute beginner and would just love to get some good advice, because I know there are people out there with an awful lot of knowledge on this and an awful lot of expertise, and it would be fab if you could help an absolute beginner. I'll just give you a little taste of what I do as well, and I'll leave a link to the shop in the video, but please do comment on anything that you think might sell particularly well, or as I say, any tips on maximising online sales as well. So most of the things I make are one-off because of the nature of them. One of them is these loop scarves, Celtic knot loop scarves, that can be made in sort of any colour that you like, really, and that's single colours as well as the variety of colours. And I also do various styles of knitted hats, but if you can think of anything else that you think would be a good seller in knitted goods, I'd love to hear. I do various bits of jewellery. These are actually made from acrylic paint that I mix together to form the patterns. I do earrings in various styles. I also do genuine crystal pendants, but again, if you can think of anything that would sell quite well, I'd love to hear. I also do paintings in a variety of mediums. They're all mounted ready to frame, and some of them are actually framed as well. As I say, I use a variety of mediums, also obviously a variety of subjects, but if there's any subject that you think would do better than others, then I'd love to hear your comments, and any other comments that you've got, either on the video or on the markets, anything like that. But I do hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I would love to hear your advice, so if you'd like to put that in the comments, that would be fantastic. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and it would be great if you could subscribe to the channel and maybe share the video as well. That would be fab. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.